Welcome back, folks. We have so much to do this episode. We cannot wait around. So let's kick a tire, get started. Few things is I have an idea. Now you're wondering, what the hell are you doing plowing up your driveway? Now, settle down, Billy Joe. It's a good question. What we're going to be doing is, if you can see the autosave right here, that's a black square and it's super annoying. There we go. Okay. You can see we have scores that we're not going to be able to kind of adjust. So you can see this is 33. What that is the whole inner map piece. That's what that actually is, like the ditches and all that stuff. And that score is going to hurt us. But I have an idea that if I do a little test plot here, remember, if you guys remember, we had a 50 score right here hurting us. And now this one, because we haven't done no data on it or tested the soil, this one's hurting us as well. But my plan is to see if this little field will trick it to think we have a field in field 6. And then help that score eventually. It won't be right away, but it will be eventually. So my thought process is to put grass there. But first, we're going to replow this field up, I do believe. You know what? Actually, before we do that, let's test the soil here first. And for this particular job, we're going to use... let's lower intake sample. We're going to use Spike. We haven't used Spike much lately, and I feel like he's getting a little bit lonely. So let's go ahead and grab these soil samples. Now, remember, this is a new field for us. We haven't... let's lift it. That'll help us out. This little tractor's struggling with the soil sample machine. Spike, get your shit together. Alright, so let's take another one. Let me take the samples. I'm even going to sample our yard, just so that we get that updated corner over there. And I'll let you know what we got to do after this. My plan was actually to plow this, but since we have our soil samples back, you can see it doesn't need to be plowed. And I would rather do that in the wintertime when we're not super busy with everything else. So I think we're just going to fix what we got wrong with it for now. pH value is bad, which means we need to lime it, and we need to fertilize it. This little section over here looks to be the same thing, except for we don't have no seed in it, and it looks like it actually does have enough nitrogen. So it looks like this just needs to be limed. So what I think we're going to do here, folks, is going to have a speedy up bit to get our fields on track here, folks. we have both fields with the perfect lime now. That field over here still needs fertilizer, but we're going to get to that in a minute. Just because I want to plant this first before I start doing fertilizers. And we are going to plant it with grass. And we do need a cedar, but we do not need a big one. So let's take a gander at cedars. Is there anything even? Nope, 125 is the lowest by default. Okay, so I'm glad we have some additional mods. This one is 35, that's 7 grand. Maybe I can get away with not buying. I think there's a cheaper one. Here we go. I think we're gonna go with this guy. um, it looks cool, right? I think it looks pretty neat. Um, Honestly, it should do the job just fine. And I know what you're saying. Get it. You gotta try it out. I'm totally for it. I'm totally for it. Let's do it. And this should be able to, let's check that cedar. Yeah, it does seed everything normal. Um, and we did plow, so we wouldn't need to cultivate. Let's grab over here. Oh, you know what? We're gonna need seed for this stinking thing too. So let's grab, this is actually becoming a little pricey test project. But you know what? If that little test plot works and it helps change our score, maybe we find a spot. My game plan is if that does work and it helps change it, my game plan is to maybe come up here where there's some area on technically one of these spots we own, I guess, even though it's the game gives us it to us free, and maybe help this score because this score, where is it? Right? Can we get our, or do I have to be zoomed in? There we go. This score right here for the whole map is really hurting us. It's really hurting us. Oh, that went up to 53 by living. All right. And then this one should change when we get to the potato harvest. You know what? This little guy actually looks like a perfect fit for this tractor. This might have been really cool. All right, let's go ahead and lower it, and we'll start planting, I guess. How fast does it run out of seed? It does not look too bad. You know what? This is not a bad little first seeder. I wouldn't say it's overly wide, but it looks like it's gonna get the job done over here. So if you notice, this seeder actually powers itself through the wheels, and that's why we can get away. A lot of them, a lot of seeders that require only a few little things of horsepower. That's what it is. The wheels actually feed the seeder, and instead of like hydraulics or a PTO. And this thing is pretty cool. It's not very wide, and it may take us a while, but it's pretty cool. I like how it has newer lights on it too. See the brake lights? Somebody put newer lights on it. That's pretty neat. That's very farmer-esque. Alright, you guys can quit your laughing. I'm still gonna roll this field. The completionist in me won't let me not roll this field. I have to. And that roll or that theater, perfect for this field. Don't know how perfect it's going to be for a big field, though. I don't think I'd want to maybe seed a whole entire field, like let's say 152 at the bottom right corner with it. But it's, you know what? We're early game. We're getting equipment. I'm super excited. It's working, and we can do all the stuff we need to right now. And this is kind of cool. This actually kind of reminds me of like a little test plot, trying out new stuff. Like we're gonna try out new seeds over there. That's one thing you do a lot as a farmer, especially like on corn and soybeans and stuff. Your grain crops, everybody's always trying new stuff. So they'll put in a edge of a field, they'll put some other new stuff, or they'll mix it in with rows, and this seems like one of them little deals, kind of. But we're good, and it's actually over on fertilizer. It isn't going to hurt it, so we actually may not have to fertilize this for a little bit, but we do need fertilizer over there pretty bad. And I do have this guy swapped out. Solid fertilizer. Yep, he is ready to go. So I think you've seen this part again, but we're gonna go ahead and or you've seen this part earlier, only I did it with lime, so there's no point in me wasting your guys' time. I'm gonna go ahead and put this roller back, and then I'm gonna fertilize that field. Man, them trees are obnoxious. Everything is good to go. You can see our expected yield is almost perfect, which is as good as we're going to get right now. Also, them friggin' trees, man, they are ridiculous. You go to turn around, you can't see anything. Also, this field is good to go. So, I think maybe this winter we might do something about them trees. I would do it now or the next episode, but I feel like we're gonna get into get into harvest stuff, and so I think that's gonna take up most of our time. If we get a gap, I might do something about them trees though. Anyway, folks, you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.